Hello, IGN. My name is Ben Jank, and I'm here with Jeremy Dunham, Director, Marketing and Communications for Psyonix.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, no, you got it. You're here to show off what looks like a Rocket League type game with cars and rockets.
That is right. It is a game with rockets and cars, and it's for those of you who didn't see it the first time or way back when in 2008. It's a sequel to supersonic, acrobatic, rocket-powered battle cars.
I am very happy that you did that because every time I try to say the name of that game, I have some trouble. But I love it.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's part of the reason we lowered it to Rocket League. It's a lot easier to remember, a lot easier to say.
Definitely.
And it takes up a lot fewer characters, so no one, whenever they talk about it, they're not forced to, what was it called again?
Yeah.
So it was a very, actually, conscious decision to call it Rocket League instead of Supersonic, Acrobatic, Rocket-Powered Battle Cars 2.
God, you got that on lock.
Well, I say it all the time, so I have no choice. But it's kind of fun to say also.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's really fun.
So Jeremy, tell me what I'm looking at here. You have a car with a sombrero on.
Yes. So this right now, while we're here recording this, just today on when we're recording this, is the beginning of our second PlayStation 4 beta.
Oh, nice.
And we're using it as an opportunity to do server stress tests and check out how well our matchmaking works and find out if there are any game-breaking bugs. Mm-hmm. So a lot of what we're doing right in that in that beta is to find out where we're at. What we're doing here is I wanted to kind of not only show you what's in the beta, but also expand upon what's going to be in the final game. My name is not Greg. That is our QA lead that you see there, who is kind enough to lend his ID to this.
Shout-outs to Greg.
So shout out to Greg. Thank you very much. So first, before I show you what's new, I'll show you what we have in the actual beta itself. So in the beta itself, you're going to be able to play on this stadium. It's called Manfield. It's a brand new stadium that we did not have in our previous closed beta.
Nice.
And we've also added this, which is 4v4 mode, which we've nicknamed Chaos because quite a bit goes on. I'm going to put on Rookie simply because I'm terrible.
That's all right.
And even the Rookie CPU beats my ass all the time. Now while we start this, the folks who might not have seen or heard of this game before, the whole premise behind it is it's soccer meets driving.
Yes.
So I'm just going to auto-join a team. And I am the blue team. So my goal here is really straightforward. It's just to hit this ball into the opposite colored goal.
It's already starting off in the most beautiful way possible. Cars crashing in the middle
That's
of
right.
the field.
Thank you.
I love this.
Since the last time that we showed this game, we were actually here at the IGN offices during GDC for the Mix event. And we showed off the game there. And while we were here, since we were here, we've made a lot of visual adjustments. The frame rate's better. We've made all sorts of visual enhancements. We've added special effects. There are plenty more vehicles to choose from. So we've made a lot of changes since you guys last saw it.
I was going to say, it looks very beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm really down with the way it looks.
Thank you. And the scary thing, or positive thing, depending on how that's in. Give me a goal.
There you go.
There we go.
It's making it look so easy.
Thank you. Well, it wasn't actually. It took everything I had to do it.
Just extreme control and precision here.
But you know what we really wanted to do is the scary thing is that we're trying to make it look better and better. We're really working on optimizing the frame rate, making sure that it's close to 60 frames per second as we can get it, and trying to make sure that when you play 4-player split screen, for example, that's also super smooth. Boom, right out of the gate.
My goodness.
Okay, so the real reason I put on Rookie is so I could actually
do one of those.
Show off a little bit. But we think that it's starting to show visually just how much work we're putting into it.
Oh yes.
So one of the keys about Rocket League is that it looks sort of simple on its surface, right? You're just driving around, hitting this ball into the goal, but there's a lot more to it than that. It's not just that. The more you play, it's all about layers. We want to be like chess in that sense, where it has a very specific overall premise, but the more you play, the more you realize there's strategy and other items involved. So let me skip past the other team's goal because that doesn't matter.
No, it's whatever. Yeah.
So for example, you can power slide, right? You can do power slides and right here as I'm doing, and that helps you. That gives you a little bit more control to be able to turn and to do some cool tricks. But you can also jump. Your car can jump so that you can do aerial stuff. But you can do more than jump. You can also double jump.
What?
And if you want to jump higher, you just hold the button longer and you can jump higher. We also have these little things that you see that we're picking up that increases our boost meter. That's that gauge on the right-hand side. And that lets you go up to supersonic speeds like that.
Oh, man.
Now, you can put all these things together so that the more that you play, the more that you can sort of pull off some really crazy tricks. players who are really good can actually fly through the air. You don't even have to land because they're so good that they can use the combination of jet boost and physics, which this is. It's a physics-based game, to fly through the air and do some pretty cool stuff.
So what you're telling me is the more time I spend with this, the better I'm going to get, and the cooler the moves are that I'm going to be able to do.
That's right. For
Like
example,
those
there's a bicycle
sweet
kick.
backflips. I don't even... this is great.
Thank you. So you can do bicycle kicks, you can do front-forward flips, you can do side flips, you can, it's all physics-based, so it depends on your momentum, but you can drive up the walls, hit the ceilings. You can do all sorts of things, and that's our goal, is to really the more you play, the more you can do. Let's see if I can do this here. Oh, he got out of the way. So I need an opponent to cooperate with me, but if you go fast enough, you can also destroy cars to take them off the field momentarily. There's a lot of strategy in how you approach the game defensively. Do you hang back near your goal to prevent the other team from scoring, or are you going to be aggressive? Mm-hmm. And so those are all big features that. See, I scored a goal on myself because
you scored a goal.
Yeah. Well, I had to do that. I have to score a goal on myself because I do that every game simply because I'm terrible.
Well, you've also got to give them this false sense of security. You've got to let them think that, oh man, they're messing up. What are they doing?
Thank you. I like that answer better. It's all about giving them a chance.
Exactly. That's how I always deal with the fact that when I do something that isn't productive.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give them.
It was on purpose.
Exactly.
So. One of the other things that you might notice is that the car is wearing a sombrero.
I love the sombrero. That's my favorite thing so far on the car.
So the reason it's wearing a sombrero, and one of the things, this is not in the beta. We're actually just showing that here as we drive around. So let me quit now because now they're making it too close. Is we have customization. Oh. And so the first time that people are really going to see that is in this video here. This is not in the beta that we're running, but because we're here visiting you and showing you the game, we wanted to show this off so everyone knows what to expect. So we go down to our garage here, and you can see here that the car that I picked is not the only car that you're going to be able to play. We have all sorts of cars. People who played the original supersonic, acrobatic, rocket-powered battle cars may remember.
Yes, I remember that one. That one was really familiar.
And so we have various vehicles here. And several that are unlocked. We're going to have a minimum of 10 in the final version that you can pick. And for people, this comes up a lot. People ask us, is there going to be any statistical differences? Are there car classes? The answer is no. We want this game to be as balanced as possible. And so for us, it's all about making sure that this is really more about personalization and customization. And the only real differences you'll see in how the cars perform is because they're shaped differently, they'll have different hitboxes.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense, because you said it's a physics-based game.
Yes,
so
completely.
To have different physics depending on the actual car makes a lot of sense.
Exactly. And so in the original game, in the original Battle Cars 1, which I'll call it from now on, we only let you choose skins. That was the only way you could customize your car. And so we've brought that idea back here, too. We have flames and stars and stripes, and each car has a different. Here you can see we're working this on Gizmo, but if I go over to Octane and do the same thing, they're applied differently.
Yeah.
And not every car has the same sort of skin options. Some of them have very unique options only to that car, or only a couple of cars have them. So there's a lot of variety there, and there's plenty to unlock as well for each vehicle. Now, all the brand new stuff that we have for customization, one of them here is now painting. We have blue teams and orange teams, sort of like red versus blue.
Yeah.
That sort of idea. And you can change your primary color, what things look like. So even though you're locked into blue versus orange in a standard game. There's a lot of options
for blue there, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping. So that at least you still have this level of customization. And then you can have your secondary color. You can, we give you as many options as you want so that you can also customize this here. Then we also have paint types. There are a lot of these that are, so this is a pre-release build, so things where you see all these dots. These are code. These are all really long code names, which is why they show up that way. They don't even have names yet.
Wow.
And some of these, we're not even sure how many of these are final versus let's not put it in the game at all because they might not be so cool.
Yeah.
So the final game may have fewer, may have more. We don't know yet. Just a little caveat here. But anyway, there's glossy paint, and then so here you see wood is now, and you see how the wood changes the look of your car.
Yeah.
And so that's what you have. You have all sorts of options, and we ones that we know will be in there besides glossy. We'll have semi-gloss. We'll have matte. We'll have various different paint types, so you can customize your car the way you want. Of course, we also have all these different wheels that you can choose from. Some of them will be very realistic looking, and we'll have some very silly stuff in there, as that sombrero should tell you.
The sombrero It's really taking me places.
Excellent. And then we'll also let you customize your rocket trail. There are lots of rocket trails that we're going to have in the final game that you can't see here. You can sort of see a faint outline of what they'll be.
Ooh.
But we have bigger rocket boosts. We have Tron-inspired light trails. We have silly things like rainbows and sparkles. And
oh, wow.
so we have all sorts of things that allow people to be as funny or serious or as in between as they want. And then we also have toppers, and this is where we have our mariachi hat. Because actually, it's a mariachi hat, but we also have a separate sombrero in there too, somewhere.
Just twice a sombrero.
That's right, twice. And so you can have cherry tops, and there's all sorts of things to unlock. And the way that our unlock system works is that whenever you complete a game, you automatically unlock something new every time.
Oh, wow.
Because we toyed with the idea of doing some kind of high-end drop system,
Yeah.
but ultimately it's like we want people to have fun, to be able to always discover something new. So you play a game, doesn't matter if it's online, offline, whatever, you're going to unlock something when you're done.
I really appreciate that, actually. I feel like it's a good way to drive people to sit there and just play, and you can sit there and there's no like, oh, I spent like 15 minutes in that match and I didn't get anything out of it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that was our thinking as well. And then we will also let you customize your antenna that you can do here. We have these country flags. These will be available from the start, and so you see we try to represent as many countries as we possibly could. For those of you who are curious how we picked them, it's a combination of countries that have PlayStation stores available in them, and also countries who are typical members of places like UEFA and FIFA and places that are have representation like that. So not every country in the world is in here, but we have a good amount, quite a few as you can see. And these aren't all of them. We have more that'll be in the final version as well. But that is it in a nutshell. We have lots of stuff to collect and to find, and we also have some really cool super secret items that are in the game that we aren't going to talk about at all probably until either right before release, or we'll just wait for everyone to find them.
You're building me up and you're knocking me down.
Yeah. Excellent.
It's like all these sweet secrets, but we're not going to tell you about them.
That's right. Well, you need some surprise.
It's
Too many people reveal too much about their games in general, and as someone who used to be in the press myself, I remember covering games. I would spend a lot of time saying, "Man, I wish you didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have discovered that on my own."
I appreciate that, actually.
Yeah.
Even though you built me up and knocked me down,
that's
I
right.
appreciate it.
Well, we wanted to build the anticipation, but give you something. As my father-in-law used to say, give him a taste.
There you go.
Just a little taste.
There you go.
So we also one of the other things that is in the beta is we have training modes, and this is in response to the people in the first beta saying, the game is cool, but what can we do? What are we capable of doing? So we have tutorial, which is a work in progress. So it's not, it might not necessarily have all of the text it would have in the final version.
Okay.
May or may not. I'll put a little asterisk next to that.
There you go.
But this will teach you how to play the game, basic movements, how to steer, how to drive, what you need to do. And this is in the beta now. We also have the free play mode, which you might have seen when we first got here, which that lets you just drive around the stadium and do what you want. Learn what you want, how you want, at the speed you want. And then we also have these specific drills, practice drills.
Okay.
So you can practice being a goalie or a striker or aerial, and each one. Let's go to a goalie, for example. The final version has rookie, pro, and all-star levels. Trial will just have rookie level.
Okay.
But what this will do is this basically teaches you to be anticipatory with the balls that are coming towards the goal and teaching you how to react so that you know what to do. And you can also retry a shot if you're not happy with what you did before. So we're trying to give players as much opportunity as possible. But you see on the rookie difficulty, it's not going to be that tough.
Yeah.
It's just stop this ball from going in, and you can watch a replay if you want.
It's really cool. It's kind of reminds me a bit of like a fighting game training mode almost. You can set up different situations and practice and get exactly down what you want to do.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good analogy because you play something like Killer Instinct or Street Fighter. Mm-hmm. They have really in-depth training modes. I wouldn't say ours has as many options because there are just so many different situations that those sort of games have that ours aren't necessarily supportive of. But we've definitely given you as many options as we can within our gameplay limitations.
It's the bit of the vibe that I got, so I'm down with that. I like this because I can always go into some training and mess around a bit, or even just go into free mode and go drive up a wall and do a backflip or something just because it's fun to do.
Exactly, and that's what we want. That's the key, is we want people to have fun.
Exactly.
We want them to come in and have the sort of fun that they expect from a game, and not have to learn some super heavy system or learn 400 different rules. We don't have offsides, for example. We don't have flopping. We don't have any of these things that would be in a traditional soccer match. We just put you in there and say play, and play the way you want to play. And that's why I wanted to bring this up here. We have stats, obviously, that lets you know various things that you have done, lifetime. We have this replay editor that I can't show you yet because we're still working on it. But what that does is that lets you bring entire games that you've played into the replay editor. You can then watch them from any angle that you want, from any camera angle that you want, cut it up how you want, and then put it on PlayStation to share.
That's really cool.
Yeah, we thought that would be a cool feature. We had it was very popular in the original game on PS3 to support YouTube, and now with PlayStation Share and a lot higher expectations these days, we wanted to kind of take it to the next level. We have leaderboards, of course. And then, where is the other thing I wanted to show you? Or should I show it yet? Yeah, I'll show you.
Oh, nice.
So one of the things we say that we want players to play the way they want to play. And so one thing that we're doing that a lot of console games don't do is we have completely customizable controls. So if you do not like how you're playing and you want to change whatever your control is, you can do that. We'll allow that. Because it's all about your personal experience and having fun. And one of the things you don't see here is we also have the ability to invert. So if you want to invert, that's just not in here yet, but it will be in here.
That's something I really appreciate, actually, is not a lot of games on console have rebindable controls, and that's fantastic, actually.
The reason that is because it's actually a very hard thing to QA, because you have to think of so many different permutations, and can you break the game if you assign the wrong command or the wrong button. So it takes a lot of dedication and understanding, but our team was really behind the feature. Our QA team is very good. So that's one of the things that we wanted to make sure was in the game. And you can do everything from changing your FOV to camera height to, I mean, you name it. It's in there. We're trying to give you as many options as possible. We're push to talk, so SOCOM style for those of you who are out there. Split screen. You can change as many things as you want, and we're hopeful that people appreciate that.
It's a good slew of options.
Thank you. One last thing I'll show you is that some of the stadiums haven't been seen before. In the beta, we had DFH Stadium, which that was the first stadium. Manfield is the stadium that I showed you, which is in the beta now, and then you also saw that practice stadium. But we have some other ones too. This name is placeholder. That's actually not what it'll be called in the final version. But we had a map in the original game called Urban, and now it's going to be called Urban Central, is what it is. So it's we wanted to recognize our roots and bring people back to the old game. And so this is the new train station version of the map, which is this one's at dawn. And they also have maps that take place at different times of day or have different weather effects, all sorts of things. So this is a sneak peek at one of the maps that people haven't seen yet.
This is really cool. It also shows, in contrast to the last environment we were in, it looks completely different.
Yes, and that's what we're going for. We want each place to feel different in every way, not just visually, but every arena has its own soundtrack. It has its own songs that it plays, its own crowd reactions or lack of crowd reactions, types of chants, the things that are said. Since this isn't a train station, you'll see and hear a train go by every now and then. You'll hear the train announcements. But when you're in the European stadium like Manfield, for example, you're going to hear a lot of European-style chants as opposed to the American ones where it's a lot more U.S.-style chants. And so it sort of sounds strange to say, like there are U.S.-style and European-style chants.
But that just shows that you know what you're doing, and people will pick up on that.
We hope so. We hope so. But that's a very surface look at the game. We have the season mode, which you saw in the options menu, that we're also going to have in there. We're going to show that a little bit closer to release, which is in the summer.
All right.
And we have several surprises in store. One of the things that is really stand out about this game is that it's very multiplayer friendly. You can play 2, 3, or 4 players local split screen. You can go online, play 8 players. You can do 4 players split screen on one machine against 4 players split screen on another machine online. You can do any permutation of that combination that you want. We have dedicated servers. That's something we did not have before.
That's a really big thing.
Yes, and we wanted to make sure. Here, I'll show you this one since it's rainy.
Nice.
We have all sorts of options for players to feel like they're in a true competitive situation without us feeling like we're limiting their choices, and that's what's key. We want to remain competitive and give them a nice atmosphere and feel like they can do what they want to do, but also feel like they're part of something that's fair at the same time. And that's a really tricky balance to find.
That's that about it?
Yeah, that's it for now. We want to save some more stuff for closer release, but expect it summertime. We're gonna have it's console exclusive on PlayStation 4.
Okay.
We're working on a PC version also that will come out after that. We haven't announced a date for the PC version, but rest assured we are working on it. And we have a few other surprises that we think people are really, really going to like about this game as we get closer to release. And I'm really excited to see how people are going to react to it.
Thank you so much for coming by to show off the game.
Problem.
For more on awesome, cool rocket cars, shooting goals, and doing soccer things, you're already in the right place. It's IGN.com.